Code of the Duelist sneak peek is this weekend. The weekend where everybody becomes friends and people throw absurd amount of money at people for cards. This is Danny, and I'm going to be going over the top 5 chase cards from Code of the Duelist. The sneak peek is July 29th to the 30th, and it's always a fun time to go to locals and just see the craziness of the Yu-Gi-Oh community over new cards. Now, I will go over an honorable mention real quick, but I do want to say that I unfortunately will not be attending my sneak peek because I have to work. So that's going to be interesting, not having any of the cards just like everyone else is going to have them. But the honorable mention that I'm going to say is Mrs. Radiant. I didn't put Mrs. Radiant on the list as a chase card because even though it is a very good card, it is well made, it is well balanced, I just don't personally feel like that's a card, well, not it being a super rare, but that's a card that's going to be the first thing people are going to ask. Like, hey, do you have a Mrs. Radiant? Over someone's like, hey, where's the Firewall Dragon? So, yeah, Mrs. Radiant is an honorable mention on the list, but let's get round to the list. So for number 5, I have Spellbook of Knowledge. Knowledge, as Ty Lopez says. Now, this card being an ultra rare does indeed make it so that it is going to be a little bit pricey on the sneak peek, maybe even when the set officially drops. Spellbook of Knowledge is just a really good card for those wanting to play Draco invoked Spellbook shenanigans deck. I believe you do need about 2, maybe 3 if you're that kind of person to play the Spellbook engine in the deck. But yeah, this is still just an overall good card. It is definitely going to be sought after by many people who want to play the next best thing after Zoo and Masterpiece, hopefully get hit on the ban list. So at number 5, I have Spellbook of Knowledge. At number 4, I have Trickstar Reincarnation. Now, technically, I could put like all the Trickstar cards on the number 4 spot, but I decided to go for Reincarnation more because it's a secret rare. Most people may just want to chase after Reincarnation before going after Light Stage and Canada, since they are going to be ultra rares, so they're kind of easier to get than the secret rare Reincarnation. So that's why I put it on the list as an individual card than the rest of the archetype. But yeah, Reincarnation, secret rare, you need it to play the deck. It's what like just changes the meta for OCG and why the deck is good, and it being a secret rare just gonna make it like just a pricey card. I can see this being about like $45 maybe. So if you have no interest in the Trickstar archetype and you just pull this card, I advise just selling it for like a clean $30. Like, just get rid of it on like as soon as you pull it. That's what I usually do. I just pull a card, I'm like, yo, I don't want it, I just need quick cash. So that's what I do. So number 4, I put Trickstar Reincarnation. And number 3, I have a potential new staple card for most decks, and that's Heavy Storm Duster. This is the only super rare I'm going to be listing on the top 5 list. Spoiler alert. But this card is just way too powerful. Like, the fact that it's just a Twin Twister in the end phase is just phenomenal. And there's no cost to it. You just have to wait. And the clause of you can't do your battle phase the turn you activate the card, that's perfectly fine because we were never activating this card on our turn. We were always activating it on the opponent's turn. This card being a super rare is phenomenal. It's easily accessible to everybody, but that's not going to prevent it from being one of the more sought after cards of the set. So at number 3, I have Heavy Storm Duster. Number 2, I have Rescue Ferret. This card is insane. The fact that it can potentially summon just so many monsters when it's used is ridiculous. The whole thing of like shuffling the card into the deck to spell summon the monsters is crazy because then you can just reuse it. And sure, it's like destroy the monsters during the end phase. They're going to be used up for link monsters, Ferret. You have nothing to worry about them being destroyed in the end phase. But yeah, the fact that like this card is a secret rare, it's definitely going to be expensive because it's just so good. It's so broken. Like, I remember I was on YGO Pro and someone actually played this card against me, and they summoned out a Glow Up Bulb, a Doppel Warrior, and I believe Dandelion, if Dandelion is level 3. Because that's how many they had like link markers out. But it was just insane. Like, they were just going off with this card. So number 2, definitely Rescue Ferret. This card is just extremely powerful, and the fact that it's a secret rare, it's definitely gonna be worth some cash. At number 1, we have Firewall Dragon, the cover card, the no-brainer, the best card in the set, arguably. Now, I'm not talking about Firewall Dragon's brokenness in terms of those like irrelevant and impractical FTK OTK videos. I'm just talking about the actual Firewall Dragon used in like any decks. It's Kieran with steroids. The fact that during either player's turn, sure it is while the specific copy of Firewall Dragon is on the field, but if you have 3 Firewall Dragons out, I would say minimum 2, because no one really would overextend to 3. You can just return as much as you need to and then just kill your opponent next turn, since you most likely recycled your own resources. Firewall Dragon is just so insane. It's a very good introduction to the link mechanic. It's like when Stardust released in the Duelist Genesis, how Stardust was just insane for being one of the first synchros. It's the same concept with Firewall Dragon being insane for one of the first Link monsters. So with that being said, let's do a little recap. I had number 1 Firewall Dragon, number 5 Spellbook of Knowledge. I don't know why I did the order like that, but we're gonna do it anyways because it's Monday. So 5 Spellbook of Knowledge, 4 Trickstar Reincarnation, number 3 Heavy Storm Duster, number 2 Rescue Ferret, and once again number 1 Firewall Dragon. So if you're going to the sneak peek and you are looking for these cards, be prepared to fight over these cards and throw absurd amount of money, more than your pal who needs 3 Rescue Ferrets and 3 Trickstar Reincarnations for whatever shenanigans that he wants to build. If you're not looking for these cards and you have no interest in these cards, then I advise just getting rid of them for the cards that you do want, like maybe Mrs. Radiant or the Twilight Sworn stuff or the FAs, you know, things like that. So I hope everyone enjoys their sneak peeks this weekend. Just wanted to give like a little heads up on what you guys should be expecting for the weekend. And with that being said, this is Danny signing out. I will see you guys next time. See ya.